From Cliff Castle, here for the title matches of today's JBT event, our first ever battle bag format. It's been a fun one. We'll definitely see that around some more. And the wry round of applause you just heard was because that not only was Mark Myers' first strike of the match, it was his first mark of the match as he stuck with 27 in the third, going up against 35-time champ Cameron Smith, who started strike, spare, spare. To open up a nice early lead here without even the benefit of a double. They're only using one ball because they're only allowed to use one ball and are on two different lane conditions. The right lane was the shorter pattern and the left lane was the longer pattern. Each one had their own little things that were tricky about them, so you've got to throw the best ball that's going to give you at least a chance on both patterns. Earlier in the day they started with 3 balls, and if they made the cut to the first half they bowled a best 3 out of 5 match. And the battle bag part is that after each match game win your opponent could remove a ball from your bag. You couldn't throw it anymore. Meanwhile,
only when you're rolling.
Kind of interesting that Smith and Myers managed to make the title match because both of their spare shooting has been a little bit suspect today, but they were able to grind out the strikes and the marks when they needed them to just squeak by their opponents. There were no easy matches here in this format. So you're going to be handicapped at one point or another. Either you lose a game and you lose a bowling ball, or in this case when it's down to single ball, the ball's not going to be exactly right for at least one of the 2 lanes. I am surrounded by the significant others of the 2 finalists. I'm not sure how this is going to go. One has spent time across the pond apparently in the last couple days. The other one is freezing and not talking. So that could be the other reason she's not talking, is her hubby's about to get his 4th open in 5 frames here, and he's turning this into a gimme for Smith early on. Sometimes when they miss a lot of spares, they end up making these wide open splits. So Mark's going to give it a run. He's going to throw it roughly 88 kilometers per hour.
88 kilometers per hour?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Right, in the bloody gutter.
In what?
The bloody gutter.
Oh. Moving right along, take a look at the board of how they got there. See that Ben Canfield and Curtis Lindemann were the 2 top seeds. They were both eliminated in the last round by these 2 guys. Myers just snuck into the cut and the number 14 seed, but tough to go from last seed to the title, and tough enough just to get to the title match, but when you give yourself 50 in the 5th against anybody, let alone Cameron Smith, that's a nightmarishly big hole to try and dig out of. However, Myers with one of the most powerful strike balls on tour. If anybody's going to do it, he's got a crack at it. However, we're already in a situation where the best he can do is 203. Cameron can just stay clean, he'll force Mark to sheet from here. That's a big if though, is bowling on these 2 different patterns. Strike up for Smith in the 6th. There's that big if right away as he 210s here. Wraps up a great start to the 17th season of the Arizona Conference. Another triple header next month in Arizona. And then all kinds of special formats in this particular conference. Best in the West, then our 1000th tournament. Look out. Yeah!
Are you joking me?
A little backup ball action at it. Makes it like it's a 5-pin and a little
His spare shooting just increased.
a little grin back at Myers. Ooh, a second little grin back at Myers there. Mark, I think that puts it in the non-believable category.
Yeah.
The Joe Lewandowski honorary unbelievable category.
Unbelievably believable. This is already his low game against me in the last 6 times he's bowled me since Morongo.
Then another good break as he breaks up that split. As Mark's talking about, if you couldn't hear it, they have bowled a lot of title matches against each other, and they have largely gone in Cameron's way lately.
Since Morongo, when I beat him after that.
Yeah, a couple years ago now, Mark beat Cameron on 2 consecutive days out at Morongo, and Cameron's got his revenge since then. 2 of the fiercest competitors we have on tour, but also good friends off the lanes. And Mark in a particularly good mood for being down 60. You don't see that very often out of him. You don't see him being down 60 very often either. Has to strike. Oh, does he ever? I tell you what, when Mark hits late, regardless of pattern, that ultra max power 2-handed ball, he can just destroy messengers, and leveled that 10 pin this time. Has to continue the string to stick around. Whoa, way deep. Oh, and he gets it. All right. The nonplussed fist of defiance. Is your thumb really hurting you?
Yeah.
It's very odd, given your bowling
I'll never
style.
have to use it. Using your soda.
Well, I thought his thumb was really bad. I thought it had turned bright green.
You're still not getting it.
Yes, I was making a joke at that point there, Ms. Britt. Cameron just wants to keep leaving makeable spares. That's the most makeable spare you can possibly leave right there.
I have to do that in order to get a mark.
Cameron fresh off the unprecedentedly successful season, winning 5 bowlers of the year. Every bowler of the year he could win except Northwest. That's never been done before. Doesn't currently plan to travel quite as much. I'm sure we'll still see him plenty. Left the whole way, doesn't quite trip out the 4. Could have 4-9, could have 4-10, could have tripped the 4. Steady leaves it. So right now, he's going at a 194 pace. That's spare here and strike spare in the 10th. And as we talked about a couple frames ago, Myers has room and still does have room for 203. So this could go from a laugher to very interesting very quickly. First things first, cover up that 4 pin, which he does. How big does that 210 conversion loom right now? A lot closer had he missed that. They're still jawing at each other as they come back off the lanes. Shot of the match right here. If Mark can get this one, look out. He finished with a 6-back to defeat Lindemann when Curtis started with the front 3 against him, so he knows about comebacks. Looks good. Looks great. Oh, here we go. And the only reason Mark is trailing right now is Mark. He whiffed 2 9 counts in the first and third frames before we started recording. Makeable spare in the second that he missed and the split in the 5th. Lex is pretty much right here. Trail's still by 12. If he doubles, Cameron will have to double. Depends on the count. Here we go, 10th frame. Whoa! Just to reset that scoreboard there, that's Cameron right there. Mark right there. I'll tell you what, that is hard to stop the bowling ball's momentum at that speed. There's no thumb in the ball. His guide hand is about to come off the ball at that point. He still manages to stop. Here's the shot. Oh! We have had some key Brooklyns since the summer started. Most notably Buttress Brooklyn to win Desert Open back there. Isn't that right? See, it's not so bad. It happens to other people, doesn't it?
Tell him that.
It's not his fault, is it? No. Thank you. Jacob won yesterday's tournament here at Cliff Castle in the scratch division, while Austin Thompson won the Saturday scratch tournament. So we'll have 3 different scratch winners over the 3 days. It's our 5th tournament tour-wide. We'll have 5 different scratch winners and 4 different handicap winners. For the lead. You betcha. Wow, what a comeback from Mark. Win or lose? From 53 in the 5th to the next 6, aided by a Brooklyn, but who cares? Their X is up on the scoreboard. Now, this count ball, very important too. It'll be 2-0 something. The best Cameron can do is 204. Mark here strikes for 203. You really want to get this strike here to put the maximum amount of pressure on Smith.
Two strikes, Cameron will strike out.
Instead, it's only an 8 count. Still a brilliant finish for Myers at 201. Great stuff either way. Cameron Smith needs 28 pins in his 10th frame to win his 36th career JBT title. All you can ask for as a bowler is a chance to double in the 10th to win a tournament, and this is that opportunity for Cameron right here. What a great comeback from Myers. The only question is if it will be enough. I expect this shot to be in the pocket. Let's just see if it carries. Has to strike here or it's over. Oh, man. We have seen a lot of them this weekend, today in particular, and that ringing 10 pin
I'll see you guys next week.
locks up a ferocious comeback for Mark Myers, who wins his 9th career JBT title. What a heartbreaking finish for Smith, as he's going to bowl a clean 190 that looked for all the world like it was going to be enough. She'll go back to London in tears. Bitter, bitter, bollocksy tears.
No tears.
No.
Just make fun of Porter.
There we go. Hey, listen. You just never know what's going to happen. That's why you bowl every frame and never give up. Perfect lesson in that. Great stuff from both bowlers. We'll see you again next weekend in San Diego. My goodness, what a finish.